Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today we'll be continuing part 2 of What If Gohan Had Cell's Potential. If you haven't seen part 1, there's a title card where you can go check it out to see what happened in the last part. But in this part, we'll be going into the Namek saga, and see how the Saiyans would train to beat Frieza, but also worry about Gohan's anger management and rapid growth in strength. Let's dive right into part 2 of What If Gohan Had Cell's Potential. Where we left off, the three Saiyans prepared to go into the time chamber for 2 whole years at once to get as far ahead as they could from Gohan. Meanwhile, Gohan stayed with Piccolo to learn how to control his anger. Piccolo did not explain what the others were doing, as this would no doubt make Gohan upset. The 2 days would pass rather slowly for both groups, but even though Gohan did nothing but sit around and meditate, he grew stronger from a power level of 21,000 to 25,000. This somewhat worries Piccolo, as there is no stopping his rising power. The three Saiyans go out to the time chamber and grew quite a lot, with Vegeta being the strongest at a power level of 400,000. Goku's a bit behind with a power level of 390,000 and Raditz at 380. When Gohan saw them, he realized that the truth about what they did and quickly grew angry, but did not attack them, but just flew away. Goku tried to stop him, but Piccolo said to give him time to cool down. Gohan is in a wasteland and expresses his anger there, where he cannot hurt anyone, as he starts destroying the area with little effort. He was confused on whether they were trying to make him stay weak. He thought he had the best potential, and that his father wanted him to grow stronger. He pondered all day, until it was night, as he decided to return, but he did so quietly, lowering his power to almost nothing. When he arrived, he started to overhear a conversation between the four. Vegeta explained about the Super Saiyan legend, and how it's their best chance at beating Frieza. Vegeta continues by asking why they aren't trying to make Gohan the Super Saiyan, but Goku states that it's too dangerous, as Gohan cannot control his own strength. Overhearing this, Gohan begins to feel sad that his own father doesn't believe in him. But that sadness becomes determination, and he decided that he didn't need them to grow stronger, as he would do it himself. Gohan, still being himself, knew what to do, as he was still smart. He did the calculations on how long he could stay in the time chamber and leave it before anyone woke up. He would take some senzu beans and go into the time chamber when they were asleep, and would train by himself. He would leave the chamber before anyone woke up, and leave the lookout to continue training on his own. Gohan, with his amazing potential, quickly grew in power, but always maintained it low, so the others would not sense him. He would do this for 6 nights, until his 2 years were up. He did seem a bit different, looking more muscular, and his hair all grown out. So he would cut his hair down to look like it was before he started going to the time chamber, and finally decided to return to the group. Goku is glad he is back after being gone for a bit, but did not see the minor changes in Gohan, mainly how he looks more muscular. Gohan plays it out, asking where he can start training to take out Frieza. They do begin to spar little by little, as Gohan still greatly suppresses his power. His true strength currently, after all that training, is at a power level of 500,000, but he suppresses it all the way down to 50,000, not, it's just clarify. When they spar, he acts like they are superior to him, when in actuality, Gohan is the strongest. They train for a few more months, until Vegeta and Goku are around 750,000, while also learning the Kaioken technique. Raditz at a power level of 600,000, Piccolo at 400, and Gohan being suppressed all this time, being at a power level of 600,000. But it grew all the way to 2 million. Gohan thought that he had done a good job while keeping his power hidden, but both Raditz and Vegeta knew the truth to his strength, but decided to keep it hidden from the other two. Goku would try to interact with Gohan, and Gohan would go along with it, but was a bit angry at him. Still, Gohan thinks once he defeats Frieza, his father will be proud of him. After a few months, they would arrive on a Frieza planet, and without wasting time, they begin to attack his henchmen. With their strength, the soldiers aren't much of a challenge. They would call Frieza for aid, which Frieza would begin heading over there, as he sends Zarbon, Dodoria, and the Ginyu Force. Once they arrive, a true fight began. Gohan at this point showed a bit more of his power getting close to Goku and Vegeta's power as he took on the strongest, went out. Gohan wipes the floor with Captain Ginyu. Once he sees that Gohan is the strongest, he would try to use his body change technique to switch bodies with Gohan. But Gohan, seeing this, powers up fully and quickly moving out of the way, appearing behind Ginyu and shooting a ki blast through him as he kills him. Everyone stands there in shock as Gohan's power level is at 2.5 million, and easily Gohan takes out the rest of the enemies without a problem. Gohan looks cocky, giving the Z Fighters a smirk, thinking they would all be amazed, but they all show a shocked expression as Gohan turns around to see Frieza, but he is in his final form. Seeing how strong Gohan is, he's not going to take any chances. Frieza, enraged, quickly goes over to Gohan and starts beating him without effort, using around 10% of his full power. Gohan is shocked about the big gap in power. This is the first time he met someone much stronger than him. Even with Kaioken, Gohan cannot match up to Frieza's ever-growing power. With his body completely broken and worn out, Frieza grabs a hold of him by the neck, ready to end him, but is then attacked by the other four. Goku using a solar flare, blinding Frieza and grabbing a hold of his son, and quickly giving him a senzu bean to heal him up. And the Zenkai boost Gohan got was immense, as his power skyrocketed to 10 million. When Gohan gets into his senses, he grows angry, somewhat blaming his father, as if they trained him the entire time, he would have been surpassed by Frieza. He grew angrier and angrier until the bright light covered everyone, and once the light was gone, they all looked over to Gohan as a Super Saiyan, but he was out of control. He immediately rushed over to Frieza, beating on him horribly, as currently Gohan is at a power level of 500 million, which is so much stronger than Frieza that he can barely see Gohan's movements, and none of the other Saiyans can even process what is happening. The amount of energy Gohan is creating begins to shake the planet, and it gets worse. When Gohan shoots a blast at Frieza, which he barely dodges, and just loses his tail, it strikes the planet's core, which then makes the planet begin breaking down. Goku and the others begin to get worried, as the planet could explode any minute, and decide they need to leave. But Goku does not want to leave without his son. But Gohan isn't himself, as he lost all sense of reason, as he continues beating on Frieza. Frieza can't do anything, as he is completely underpowered, and with a gut punch to Frieza, he is down, and then Gohan charges a ki blast, which completely erases him, and then the planet begins to break even further, as Goku would call out for Gohan, telling him that they have to go, and leave. But Gohan just looks at him, and flies into another direction, as Gohan finds Frieza's ship, and tries to figure out the controls, which he manages to get in, and begin to fly. Goku is shocked that his son just left his own, as Raditz forces him to get into the ship as they head back to Earth. Goku is upset, saying that they must go back to find Gohan, but Vegeta says it's impossible, as they have no clue where he went. The only chance they have is to go back to Earth and wish him back. Goku sat down and began meditating, but also going deep into his thoughts, as he thinks about what Gohan probably felt, thinking that he was trying not to train him, as he would grow way stronger than him. Which was partially true, but only for the reason that Gohan doesn't know how to control his anger, and if he was far stronger than anyone else, no one could stop him to calm him down. Goku does begin to blame himself, but Piccolo talks to Goku, trying to make him feel better, but it doesn't work much. Back with Gohan, he can't control himself, as he stays in his Super Saiyan form. He doesn't know where he is going, but he doesn't care too much, as he wanted to be alone. He didn't like always being constantly watched over, or forced to sit back. If he wanted to grow stronger, he was going to have to do it on his own. Once the others returned to Earth, they quickly collected the Dragon Balls to get Gohan back. Everyone gathered around. Chi-Chi's heart was devastated by the fact that her own son abandoned her. They summoned Shenron and wished for him to bring Gohan back, but Shenron said that this wish was beyond his power, as Gohan does not wish to return, even if he was going to force him. Gohan is much stronger than he is. Everyone is shocked about this outcome, especially Goku and Chi-Chi. They broke down from this response, especially Gohan refusing to come back. Kami apologizes to Goku, blaming himself for giving him the idea that his son becoming too powerful
would be dangerous. They think about what they're gonna do now. Vegeta and Raditz would go out into space to grow stronger and try to achieve Super Saiyan, but also attempt to find Gohan. Goku would remain on Earth because he doesn't want to leave Chi-Chi alone. Goku and Piccolo would train, but not as much as normal. A year would pass, and the two Saiyans would return, but with no luck of finding Gohan. With Gohan, he has been traveling from planet to planet, and even faced King Cold with his army. But with him keeping up with his training, he grew even more stronger than King Cold was. As King Cold was far too weak to even touch Gohan. Every Frieza planet he stopped at was easily took over without a problem. Growing stronger and stronger, but he learned a hard lesson that made him realize something about his power. It was getting out of hand, as in one Frieza planet, he was taking out the soldiers. He used an attack too strong that caused the planet to explode, like he did when he fought Frieza. He noticed that there were innocent people on that planet that he killed. He blamed himself and also cursed his overwhelming power. He understood what his father was trying to do. He wasn't jealous of the power he had, but was trying to protect him from going out of control. He thought about going back to Earth, to his family and friends, but he couldn't muster the strength to do so. He thought about the pain he brought his father and mother, and he felt like he couldn't face them, so he thought about going somewhere to learn how to control his strength, to where he won't overdo it anymore. As he asked King Kai, and King Kai told him about a planet called Yardrat. Back on Earth, a time machine appears in the air as it opens up and someone comes out of it, with an orange gi, but no kanji on it. Everyone who sensed this mysterious key popped out of nowhere, and strength was nothing that they have ever felt before. But the key they sensed was familiar, a bit too familiar. When we look over into the time traveler, it is not the person who we usually think it is, but actually is future Gohan. But not the normal future Gohan we know and love, but a future Gohan with a completely different story to tell. Well everyone, that's where we end of this part of the Dragon Ball Z What If. What if Gohan had Cell's potential? Tell me how you think this big change would change the rest of the Dragon Ball Z story as we know it. What do y'all think about Gohan being the first Super Saiyan, and how the bond of father and son being broken? What do y'all think would happen in the Android Saga, and where did Gohan go? Let us know what y'all think could have happened differently. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and subscribe, and hit the notification bell to be alerted when we post another video. Thank you all so much for watching, and we'll see y'all in the next part. Peace.